Hi, my name is David P Shapiro. I'm the owner and managing partner of the law office of David P Shapiro, located in San Diego, California, where my firm helps good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime. This video is to put out there misconceptions about DUIs and field sobriety tests. A lot of times at the firm, we'll put out talks, whether we're talking in the community, whether we're doing a webinar or anything like that, and we entitle them The More You Know, right? Because it's important to make decisions and to share the information that we're putting out there. So let's get down to it. When is the time to take a field sobriety test if suspected of DUI? The answer? Never. Not if you're super drunk, not if you think you're a little drunk, not if you know you're a lot drunk, not if you've had a drink at all. Never. Why? Because they're voluntary and you don't have to. In California, you are not obligated to do any field sobriety test. You're not obligated to do the horizontal gaze and stagmus test, where they put up a finger or a pen. Don't move your head. What they're looking for there is a central nervous system depressant. What's the central nervous system depressant they're looking for? Alcohol. The presence of alcohol. That then gets the ball rolling, right? They think they have something. So then they start talking about, well, we want you to do the walk and turn test. Walk and turn test is another pretty common field sobriety test, especially in California. 9 steps on a line, a real line, imaginary line, pivot, come back and do it. There's a lot of people, myself included, that probably can't do that even if they aren't drinking, because they may have a leg issue, they may have a knee issue, they may have an ankle issue, they may just have really bad balance. The cops don't know that. And even if they do, what are they going to believe it's because of? Poor performance on a field sobriety test. Has to be alcohol, right? Well, no, it doesn't, but that's what's going to happen. What else are they going to have you do? Well, particularly, especially in San Diego, they'll probably have you do something known as a Romberg test. Tilt your head back, close your eyes, estimate 30 seconds. They're looking to see if your internal clock is off. If you're short of 25 seconds, if you're longer than 35 seconds, you're going to make a big deal about that. You're mentally impaired. You're presumably physically impaired as well. Why give them that information? You think that because if you get 30 seconds right on the nose on a Romberg, that's going to be it? Sorry for wasting your time, sir. Have a good night. Of course not. They're going to ask you to do another field sobriety test. Probably the one-leg stand test. One-leg stand test is where you put 1 foot off the ground, 6 inches, give or take, off the ground, and you're counting out loud. It's a balance test. It's a mental impairment test. It's a combination of the two, just like driving. But again, so many reasons why you might not do well on that test that have nothing to do with alcohol, that have nothing to do with impairment, that have nothing to do with drugs. So why do them? They're voluntary. And a lot of times what is not really believed to be a field sobriety test, but in fact is a preliminary alcohol screening device, a PAS test. It's a handheld breathalyzer. Oh, you blow into this machine, sir, and you're below a 0.08, I'm going to let you go. Well, that's not really what the law says. The law talks about 0.08 or higher at the time driving, not at the time of the test. And the law also says that you could be DUI if you're just under the influence. So people could be DUI at a 0.05, at a 0.04, at a 0.07, whatever the case may be. A lot of times people think, no way I'm 0.08 or higher, so I'm just going to take this test. Well, you don't know at the time the reliability of that test. You don't know what, in fact, your blood alcohol level is. And so often, we have clients come into our office after the fact, and we look at it and say, hey, if you hadn't done this test, you would have a lot stronger defense. Still have a good defense, but you have a lot stronger defense. So we hope this video has been clear about some of the misconceptions out there about, a guilty person, would always say no, right? An innocent person has nothing to hide, so I'm going to do these field sobriety tests. Absolutely not. They are voluntary. Now, there is one exception as relates to the preliminary alcohol screening device if you're on probation, but for the most part, these tests are voluntary. There is minimal, if any, benefit to you to do them. So we hope this video has been helpful, understanding your rights, informing you of what you need to know if you or a loved one ever suspected of DUI, what your rights are, what your rights are not, and what you should be thinking about in those situations. If you find yourself facing DUI charges, you or a loved one, we're just one phone call away in San Diego, 619-295-3555. Again, my name is David Shapiro. I'm a San Diego criminal lawyer.